Hi, I'm Ray. Welcome to my 2026 Media Reading Journal review. First, I wanted to do a quick flip through of how my starter pages were looking by the end of June, just to show you guys what's going on. And as I said in my previous video, I'm really happy with how my journal is coming along, and I'm really enjoying most of my starter pages, especially the bookshelfie and this page with all the covers. Pride and joy, I'm so happy with this. And the ones that I'm not liking, i.e. book format and book length, they ran out of space, so I'm no longer doing anything with them, so I can focus on the ones that I do like. I do like release year and star ratings, I'm liking that. Born owned, I'm kind of iffy about. Art on our library and DNF, I'm not using them too much, but the stats, I am slowly but surely really using it. And I gotta say, I really like how I set up these starter pages with all the trackers before the series tracker, and the series tracker marking the start of all the challenges, with the Roll for Reading being my challenge for my physical TBR, my America Latina being the one to get me to read more Latin books, and then my bingo getting me to read some more stuff that I want to get into, and then read the Rainbow and the Goober Book Club and the Year of Goober, getting me into more different internet challenges, as well as the Lost in the Library. That is a bit more challenging for me, but I'm having also a lot of fun with it, as well as the Buzzwordathon that I should try doing in actual order and not just willy-nilly how I normally do. But it's been really fun going through them. And I'm also going to show you guys all of the monthly pages that I don't think I've showed ever, other than just in their own monthly videos. So if you want to see how the entire book is looking, you can see it now instead of watching the individual videos, because they can be quite long because I've been reading way too much and I talk a lot, so I need time on those. And you can see how I started January doing like only half pages, and then in February I was like, no, I miss doing collages, let's go back to doing more for each page. And that's why January is a bit shorter and very compact in comparison to everything else. But starting in February, I went back to doing collages, and I had a lot of fun. Catching Fire ended up being a really cool collage. March, I really like how this cover turned out, and I really do need to ask if you guys have a favorite cover out of the ones that I did. Personally, I am torn between like April and May. I think those might be my favorites, but I really like all of the covers. And for the book spreads, I have no idea. I might be biased towards all the Apothecary Diary covers because I think I got some really cool sticker for those, but I would love to know your opinions on those. I really like the other Bennett sisters page as well. I think that turned out really cute, but I would love to know your opinions if you have any favorite pages for this notebook so far. And I just wanted to say as well, if you want a Tifosi journal for yourself, I just wanted to remind you guys that if you'd like to get your own Tifosi journal, you can use my code RayRainbows at checkout over at tifosi.com, and you can get a 10% discount, and I'll get a small commission if you do that. So if you like to do that, you can go right ahead. And here we are about to get some more favorite pages like these Apothecary Diaries, and as well as my Pink Heart Jam and At Night All Blood is Black. These are so good, and I really like my June cover as well. It turned out so cute. I'm biased towards this entire journal. I'm having a lot of fun with it, so I don't, my opinion doesn't count. I love all of it, honestly. Isn't that right? But as we get to the last page of June, we can talk about some mid-year stats. For this page, I used some stickers from this Nakoni Lovely Dessert sticker sheet, as well as a brown envelope and some brown yellowish paper, and this gilded washi tape that I've had in my collection. I think I have a link down below. All the materials I can link to are linked in a long Canva document that I have, and I'll have it in the description below. And I've also used this red brush sign pan and a burgundy Pigma micron size 05, a red Pigma micron size 03, and a black Pigma micron size 01. And that's basically it. I tried to make this very simple for myself, and I don't think you can see it on camera, but everything is already written down. That's why I'm going straight in with pen, because I already have everything written down on the page. I was prepared for this. I had already everything planned out and counted and calculated and mapped out. I think like if you squint, you can kind of see a pinkish hue throughout the page, and that is my pencil marks for this basically. And then I'm just showing the Pigment Micron 05. And so basically for this page, I did a double spread, and I have first up my general reading goals for the year, the 4 that I have in the beginning of the book, plus an extra one, which is like my unofficial page count for the year. First up is my 60 books to read in the year, of which up to June I've read 46, so 76% of my goal. So I'm definitely gonna go like past my goal of 60 books. So if I continue with the same quantity, I should get to like 92 books, which is insane. And then for the unofficial page count, I am at 14,288 out of 25,000, which is the same unofficial goal I had last year, and that gets me to 57%. Then I did complete the 3 series that I had in a goal, which is 100% of that one. For my physical books read, I've read 8 out of 15, which puts me at 53%, so right around the halfway mark for the halfway mark of the year. So I'm on track on that one. Next up is my Latinx books. I have a challenge or the goal of reading 6. I'm at 2 by the end of June, so I'm not doing too good because I'm at 33%, but I am, now that I saw this number, I'm like, I need to get better. I've already finished a book for this goal in July, and I have another one marked to read in August, so I am getting back on track for this. Next up, I have my favorite books so far, which I shrunk down the list to only my 5-star reads, because there was only 3, so I made that fair and square, just 3 books for that so far. And then for the end of the year, I'll see if I'll just do that. Now for the next page, I have most read authors, for which I have Rachel Reed, that I read 5 books for. Next was Suzanne Collins, that I read 4 books for. And then Natsu Hyuga, also with 4 books up until June. I can already tell you Natsu Hyuga has already surpassed Rachel Reed and Suzanne Collins, because in July I've already read 2 books more by Natsu Hyuga, because I'm reading all of the Apothecary Diaries. So Natsu Hyuga will probably be the author I read the most this year, just because I'm reading all of it, unless I finally get back to One Piece and read all of the rest of Oda. We'll see. Next up is most read country, and here we have Japan being the first one with 14 books, and this has definitely helped because I read a lot of manga and Natsu Hyuga, so that's definitely that. Next is the USA with 12 books, and then Canada with 7. And the USA and Canada being here are definitely influenced by me reading a lot of originally in English books, and also because my Libby account, my main source of books, is based off the Toronto library, because I lived in Toronto. So I have access to a lot of Canadian books through Libby, which makes Canada be a really big thing in my reading counts. And then I also have most read genres, and for this one I count each book just 1 genre per book, just to make calculating things easier for myself. So even if a book has more than 1 genre, I just count 1. And for this I have 9 romance, 8 fantasy, 6 historical fiction, and 6 contemporary fiction. And I put 4 here instead of 3 as the other ones, because historical and contemporary fiction were the same number with 6 each. And as you saw me write down, I have pie charts in this, because I actually really like pie charts. I just don't have pie charts in the rest of this book because they are annoying to do by hand, and I don't want to print and cut a bunch of pie charts every month. So mid-year review was a perfect time to do a couple of pie charts and be happy with them. So while I color the rest of the page, let me explain what's going on in the pie charts. So on the left side of the pie chart that is covered right now, I have a pie chart for book format that if you see my original book format page up in the beginning of the book, of this journal, you can see that I read mostly digital. And in this pie chart, I have the percentage, which is 78.3%, which is 80% of the books I read are digital, with 17% being physical and 4% being audio. But that might change a bit for the end of the year because I got back into audiobooks, so that might move around a bit. And then for the other two pie charts, they both relate to author statistics. The top one for author being related to how the authors racially identify, and the second being the gender identity of each author. And for these, I base the information I have in these pie charts off quick searches that I did on all of the authors that I read this year and information I was able to find on them. So these might not be completely correct, but I did what I could, basically. But for the racial chart, it definitely made me more aware of the choices I make when I'm reading, and hopefully I can have a more balanced chart by the end of the year, because I was a bit bummed with myself for having so many white authors in this chart, and I definitely want to read more broadly and more diversely. So I need to choose more carefully what I read. As for the gender chart, I knew I read more female authors for sure, but seeing the numbers is wild. I'm at 69+% with female authors. And this chart specifically, you see that there are 3 charts or 3 pie slices, because one of them is called I don't know, because I don't know. I couldn't find information on these authors, either because they use a pseudonym like Shike, the author of Pink Heart Jam, and I couldn't find information. Sometimes an author uses a pseudonym, but they still use pronouns, like the author for I Think Our Son is Gay. He uses a pseudonym, but he uses the pronouns he, so I know he's a man. But Shike, I couldn't find information on them, if they use pronouns or not, or which pronouns they use, so I couldn't find that information. And then there's also other authors that I couldn't tell by their name, or I couldn't find information other than their name. And one that comes to mind is Greer Stothers, the author of Apparently Sir Cameron Needs to Die. I found their website, there's their picture, there's their name, they are also an illustrator, but I couldn't find any use of pronouns in their website, so I can't tell how they identify. So they're under I have no idea, because I personally don't know. They definitely know how they identify, I just don't. But the moment I do, they will either go into male or female, or I will open a 4th pie chart into non-binary, right? That makes sense to me. Personally, I'll open a 4th pie slot in the pie chart for that. But that's what's going on in those 3 pie charts. I only have 3 because that made more sense to me, and I do like a good bar chart as well, which is why the other ones are all bars. Now for the favorite book so far, if you've seen my other videos, you know the 3 5-stars that I had this year, which were The Hunger Games and Mockingjay by Suzanne Collins. And more recently in June, I have A Power Unbound by Freya Marsk that also got 5 stars. And Apothecary Diaries didn't make it to this list because I only chose the 5 stars, and all of the books I read up until June of Apothecary Diaries all got up to 4.5 stars. And I think that might definitely be the fault of the translator, because I have beef with Kevin Steinbeck. But I am happy to say that I read a Apothecary Diaries in July already, and one of them got 5 stars. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I'm having more 5 stars this year. Last year I had 1 5-star. This year I'm already up to 4. I am so excited. But yeah, like that's what was going on with all the stats in this page. And then I needed to bring the color or a little bit more color or darkness into this page because it ended up being very bright. I went with not a lot of black in this page because I wrote in this burgundy red because I wanted it to kind of follow the stickers that I showed you guys in the beginning. So I brought this brown paper to bring the tone of the page down a little bit, not by a lot. So I'm just cutting and placing basically until I'm happy with it. That's basically it. That's how I make most of my collages. I just go and place and move around until I'm happy with it. It was quite easy because I did not have a lot of space. I definitely left the pretty to be the last thing because I knew there was a lot of information I wanted to put down on the page first. And then I also used the fact that the favorite book so far section was just stickers to put a lot of paper there to bring that into like a little bit of darkness to the page to bring the tone down a bit. And I also made sure to choose some papers that had complementary colors with the stickers that I chose, as well as didn't clash with the colors that I chose for all of the charts and stuff. I'm pretty much like chose the sticker sheet and I was like, okay, what do I have that will fit this? And because a lot of this was going to be written, I was like, okay, I'm going to write in more red tones to go with the pink of the stickers, and then I'm gonna use the tombos to paint everything in like this yellowish pinkish hues. And then I'm like, I need some paper to bring some of the browns to mute down a little bit everything. And then I was looking at my washies and I was like, okay, I need maybe a little bit of washi. What do I have that could go with it? And I chose this one because it has a lot of the pink and yellow to it, but it adds a little more of a couple of different colors because it has like this subtle pastel rainbow to it. So it just brings like a little bit more color because the stickers have like a little bit of green to them as well, because some of them like are like strawberries, so it has some leaves and stuff. So that, I think that worked out pretty well. And I find it so funny that I stick these not straight because I was like, I'm never gonna do these straight because they're not in the grid, so I might as well just intentionally not make them straight. Also, I gotta say, I was unpleasantly surprised when I realized that this sticker sheet has a lot of repeated elements. Like, it's cute, but when you're doing a page like this, it's a little annoying because like for example, the cake, they have the cake slice in like 4 different sizes, and it's a unique design and it's adorable, but I don't want to put the same cake slice in the same page 4 times, right? Like the strawberry, that makes sense because it's a little strawberry, it's kind of like a pop of color, but the cake design I thought is a little annoying. Like the macarons or the crepe, like those more unique designs, I would have liked it better if it was just like a bigger sticker and not like the same design in different sizes. So I ended up not using as many stickers as I originally intended because a lot of them were just the same sticker in different sizes. So, because my intention was to put all of the stickers here. It didn't work out that way, but it's fine. I really like how this page turned out. And I would like to say thank you so much for being here today. And if you liked this video, make sure to like and subscribe if you're into that kind of thing. And I'll see you in my next video. Thank you so much. Bye.